spoilers ahead for Gantz Zero 2016. It definitely shows the original art in the Gantz series from 2004 has aged poorly. This looks cool. After being brutally murdered at a subway station, a teen boy, we're back to the subway, if you guys listened to our Gantz episode, a teen boy awakens to find himself resurrected by a strange computer named Gantz and forced to fight a large force of invading aliens in Osaka. Now that description is way better than what we got in the first 2 episodes of the Gantz series.
Oh yeah, I'm not even sure. Like, I think there were different parts in the series. Like, I feel like there were different characters. Now I have to interrupt you to correct the record. Mm-hmm. I went in and I copy and pasted the 0 from the name into Google, and Google said it's an O.
Oh, Gantz O.
Yeah, so when I can't tell a 0 from an O, I always copy and paste it in some way.
Oh, smart.
If the system takes it as a number.
Yeah, it'll change it to your font, right?
Yeah, and so it's an O, Gantz O.
Perfect.
Why would you do that?
I believe this is a Netflix exclusive, but you can find it on Netflix if you guys want to pause this, go watch, and come back. Much better that way. Straight out, highly recommend it. It's going to be worth your time.
I don't think listening to a review of it would ruin it. I think I enjoy movies best when I haven't even seen the trailer, honestly. So maybe, go watch it before you listen to this. Unless you don't care, in which case, go ahead. I'm not the boss of you.
And if you were, you'd tell them to go and watch it.
I'm giving you a raise.
That's right. My first note on this movie is jiggle physics for the win. So we'll get into that.
This movie has some tiggle bitties.
Yes. In the original series, and I won't compare it as much, the 2 people who go to Gantz who we're following in the beginning of the series die in a subway station. The main character in this also dies in a subway station. So I take it that Japanese people travel quite frequently by subway.
Like, I mean, I imagine, I'm just making an assumption. I would think that Japanese people travel by subway, like, probably more than people in New York do. Like, because, like, the train system is better the more dense your population is, right?
Yeah, that's true. And per japan-guide.com, 48% of company workers and 53% of students travel via train or subway in Japan.
That is, I wouldn't mind, like, trying to live somewhere without a car for a while just to see, like, where I'm not piloting 2 tons down a concrete slab at 60 miles an hour every day.
You can, I don't know if you know this, but that's why, I don't know if you've ever seen a Japanese manga, but it's much smaller than an American-sized one, and not because we're big fatties or anything, but because they want to keep it more compact so that they can carry stuff with them on the subway. And that's why the PS Vita is still selling there.
Yes, I guess it's probably a pretty safe area. Like, New York subway, if you had electronics out, they're just going to steal it and run away, aren't they?
And they poop in the subway, too.
Oh, God. Wait, are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I'll never forget that moment. I was looking into his eyes. He was looking into mine.
Like a dog?
Yeah, except dogs are shameful. Like, they don't want you to look him in the eyes. This guy, he's like, I'm shitting. You're watching me shit. I was like 14.
Oh.
It was worth it to get to that Yankees game, okay?
I don't think it was.
It wasn't. So our main character gets stabbed to death by some rando dude. So he stabs someone else in the subway. People run away, and our hero runs in to try and... So he runs in to check on the guy who's been stabbed, and then has to face off with the stabber and get stabbed. So he becomes a stabby. So now we're waking up in Gantz. In Gantz? Is the hotel room a Gantz, or is it just the computer? But we get way more information on what this computer is during this movie than we do in the fucking series.
Yeah, which, I mean, we only watched... I think I only watched 1 episode of Gantz.
You watched 2, I watched 3, and 3 was awful.
Yeah, so I mean, 2 episodes of an anime is like what, 20, probably like about between 30 and 45 minutes of material, basically. Yeah. So it was like basically half the length of the movie, but like the series was so padded that you get like 50 times as much content in the movie.
Yeah, it's very 2004 anime. So our stupid ass delay guns are back. This goddamn you shoot it and then we'll see what happens kind of scenario.
But it's a lot faster in this one. I feel like there isn't like an elevator scene between shooting and exploding.
But there is a dude straight in the beginning, the guy that died. Our guy replaces the guy that dies. I don't think there's any sort of quota on the number of people who can be in the apartment, the afterlife apartment, but it's just kind of a storyline type of thing where the guy shoots the monster that's going to kill him. He gets killed by getting slammed on the concrete, and then the monster explodes. It's exactly what we talked about.
Yeah, it's not the best gun, but like I think the monsters are immune to like anything weaker than that. I have to admit, exploding from the inside is probably more damaging than like, just like a shotgun. It's unusual that because usually sci-fi, I feel like why are they using these guns instead of, guns? Like this is way worse than a I'm just saying like in the Star Wars universe, I would clean up with a machine gun. Those
Yeah.
Jedi would be fucked. Oh, you're gonna melt the bullets? Well, enjoy your face full of laser temperature metal. Or I have enough spread. Like you've only got one little skinny blade. Let's see how you block buckshot. I get a
Fucking
nice pattern.
Obi-Wan wouldn't have made it that long.
The Obi wind chime Kenobi.
Yeah, just drop Rambo in the Star Wars universe.
Like General Grievous might be able to pull it off, but you really need a laser shield.
Vader might be able to stop all of it with his awesomeness, but I don't know. Anyways, and those stormtroopers are definitely using plastic armor, so they'd be done for.
That armor never saves anything.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, in this one, I think like the monsters are shown to be like basically very, very durable.
Mhm.
So the guns they use are the make you explode gun or the, pile driver from the sky, which hits them so hard it turns them into a liquid. A liquid like every time that thing fires, there's a man-made puddle of blood.
Oh,
You get a children's like one hit from it, and you get like a children's wading pool. like you go to like a public pool, they get like the one for 3-year-olds, and it's like ankle deep or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like that size.
And to be fair to the delay guns, they did have 12 years to work on the technology, so that's canon. Well, the movie came out in 2016, the anime in 2004, so a shitty attempt at connecting the two.
So, but you've read the manga. Are the delay guns not in the manga?
They are. It's been a decade since I read the manga, and I think I'm gonna dust off the books, but I don't remember any of the stuff.
Wait, so you have like 10 years of manga collection in your house?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so let's think. Like, how many standard U.S. ovens could you fill with manga if you started like just stacking them up?
I have two bookcases, two of like they're taller than I am, bookcases filled between that and American comic books. But I would guess I could fill 2 or 3 standard ovens.
Oh, I would have expected way more than that if you've been reading manga for 10 years.
Maybe more.
I don't know. I saw a YouTube video of a guy who was selling his collection of like action figures, and he had like 5 trash bags of action figures in like in like 10 years of collecting.
Oh my god. I'll send you a picture of the bookcases at some point.
So do you read
so much?
Mm-hmm. So do you read mostly like digital probably?
Now I do, yeah.
Okay.
But when I started reading it, that's why it's kind of a lot smaller, especially with the Shonen Jump app. So any My Hero Academia or Black Clover or anything, I just read on this. It's like $1.99 a month.
I see. Okay, now I understand.
Yeah, so most of my collection is older stuff, so that'll help.
You can sell it and retire when you get old.
Right. I'll just keep collecting it. And
so we show up in the blue marble room. Everyone finds out they can't like touch the walls. Well, no, he's the only new guy in there, right?
Yes.
And then everyone else is like, this is their 4th time having all their friends die. So they kind of explain it to him instead of like people finding it out based on like context. The people that are there are yelling at the new guy, like, get the suit on quick. You don't have much time. I guess they're used to having new people show up because there's a very aloof guy who, when he realizes that there are 2 new guys, actually, there's a big violent guy who I thought was going to rape a chick who got laser pointed into the game, but instead he threatens the aloof kid, and the aloof kid just shoots him in the face.
Yep.
I don't want to like say like I'm in favor of murder, but if I'm in Vietnam and the corporal's going to get me killed, that corporal's going to go missing. Okay, it's either you or me, and spoilers, it ain't gonna be me. He's kind of a douche, but like props for probably saving the team there because that violent guy would probably get like scared and like knock someone down trying to run away or something dumb like that.
So in this one versus the series, when everyone who died is sent out on the street to defend against the monsters. In the series, the normal citizens who are still alive can't see them, but in this one, there's like news reports. Everyone can see what's going on, and there are a lot more than just a little onion boy in this movie. Mhm.
It's kind of understandable why you would, be summoning the dead to fight monsters because you don't, want everyone to be dead.
Yes.
They're getting Pacific Rimmed by monsters.
The movie just does a much better job, and I know they have to cram stuff in because once it hits the ground, it's off and running. We
They
don't
don't.
we don't fuck around in this movie.
They get laser pointed out into the field, and then they meet another team that seems to have like 30 or 40 people, and they've got like cars, and like one of them's driving like a hamster ball around.
Swords,
And
sniper rifles.
swords, sniper rifles. But like the team is like a whole bunch more people. So like, are they all stuck in like a tiny ass room,
Oh yeah.
like shoulder to shoulder, or do they get a bigger room? Is the room based on how many people they're assigning to you? Like, it seems like they would mix the teams up, like you're playing a game on Xbox, and like everyone leads on the other team because I'm just so good at the shotgun, and so they rebalance the team, and now I'm losing. Fuck you. I'm like 18-4. You get the fuck out of here. What are you talking about? But anyway,
Just
there's
imagine
no
them all crammed in this room every night.
yeah, spoilers for the end, but they seem to have a life because he says he's in the game. He's still in the game, right? At the end.
Yep.
But he goes and sees his little brother. So I guess if you survive, you get to walk around. You said you just now have a night job.
Oh, sure.
Did I interpret that correctly?
Yeah, I think so. Because you see them at one point. Oh, they're at the coffee shop or whatever, having noodles. But that's during the Gantz fight. So, the main character we forgot to say left behind his little brother, and he's 17. The girl who instantly is in love with him is 23 with a child. So,
Oh, she was creepy.
yes, it's like you never ever tell the creepy girl who's already clinging on to you. You never promise her anything. Never. Trust me. Never.
Yeah, so this girl just watches him almost die, and she's like, "You're so dumb. Why are you helping people? Also, I'm in love with you now, and I'm gonna risk my life to help you."
Yeah. Can you promise we'll move in together after this?
And then the movie basically, I don't want to like it's hard to review from here because I feel like it's just action scene, surprise action scene, and almost all of it's good. The only negative I would throw at the movie is it introduces characters as being like the baddest motherfuckers ever, but then they just die instantly.
Right.
And I'm like, why you don't need these characters at all? Just show me a crazy monster and have him fight him. Like, what's the point of like they narrate how awesome he is and then he just dies off screen.
He's got
that was
5,000 kills. Oh, he's dead.
Oh, and he's dead. Oh. This new
So-
guy though, he can handle it. Once they had the intro, and then they kind of go half Judge Dredd on this one in that the movie's just all gas and no brakes from here on out.
Yes.
There are it's just robots showing up, punching the fuck out of like they have a the end of every Power Rangers episode. There's like a giant fight between two monsters. They have that, but I don't know where they came from. I don't know the monster. I know where it came from the Monster Zone, but like, where'd that fucking robot come from? There's a fucking Voltron, and there is no one talks about the Voltron. No one explains it. No one opens up a suitcase and like, go Digimon. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know how the fuck. It looks kind of cool, but I'm just so confused. Why is the robot like only fighting the big thing? Like before the big monster showed up, the robot wasn't stomping on stuff to like get rid of little monsters. So the robot only shows up in response to the monster, I think. So I'm very confused about like who's piloting that and why it's like is it a union job? Like it's not my job to kill the little ones.
Yeah.
There are a ton of awesome monsters in this. One of them is made of titties and legs.
Yep.
That's the only way. Like, okay, imagine like a big alien made out of Legos. Now, slowly in your mind, replace those Legos with the torso of a headless naked woman. It's kind of disturbing to watch.
Disturbingly awesome.
I disagree.
The guy with the sword. So Shogun Monster guy has an awesome fight scene with one of like the Black Ops Osaka team and kills him. Well, they kill each other. Sorry, it's an eye for an eye. And then the sword dude comes up on like this little creepy gremlin thing and is trying to attack him with his fucking awesome blue light sword. It's kind of lightsaber-esque on the blade part, but the rest is like a regular katana. It's fucking cool.
Yeah, and
the
like
thing
the little,
keeps dodging him, right?
he's like Yoda in the Matrix. He just
And then all of a sudden he starts turning into a bunch of titties and legs and torsos and such. And it like swallows him up, spits out a head, and turns into the giant titty monster Jeremy was referencing. There's definitely worse ways to go. Really quick, back to the chick, right? The chick who's in love with our main character all of a sudden.
the 23-year-old single mom that wants to move in with a 17-year-old. Yeah, continue.
Yes. Like that is the part that, other than the fact that she's head over heels in love with him 2 minutes into meeting him, after calling him like a dipshit, and then she's like, "Oh, I'm horny for you." She's 23, he's 17.
Yeah, that age gap is okay. So here's the rule: once you're above 25, everything's fair game, I think. But like below, then it's like half your age plus 7 is the rule I like. So if you're 20, then the youngest person you can date, half your age, 10 plus 7, 17. 17, 20-year-old, that makes sense.
Yeah.
A 16-year-old and 20-year-old, fuck off. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, the older you get, the less the age gap. It doesn't really matter, but when he's 17, and what if it was the other way around? It's like a 23-year-old dude with a kid and a high school girl.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they arrest those. Because like, if think about like, so if they've reduced their age by 3, then like she would have been 20 when he was 14. Yeah, it is. So like, yeah, so the more, it's not as bad, but still bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's worse, but still bad. Yeah. You know what I'm saying. Stop it, Japan.
Yeah, it's weird. I guess it is better though that it's the woman that's older. It'd be way more creep. Well, I don't know. Let's not go there.
If you're gonna have someone crushing on a child, they have to be a 6,000-year-old child.
Yeah. Can you move in with me? Can you? We just met, but yeah, you're young and I could be your mom. Maybe that's what she meant. Maybe she's like, oh, he's a high school. Nope, definitely didn't mean that.
Nope. And also, even if she was an appropriate age, this crazy bitch will microwave your cat.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
She literally starts off the movie like perplexed why someone would care about human life. And then at the end of the movie, she's risking your life, to save people. That's a hell of a shift. This is someone who's going to be very this is someone who's going to make wild switches on Facebook.
Yeah, and when you told her you'd be home for dinner, but your buddy invited you out to have a beer first, and you came home 32 minutes late, she's going to have your balls super glued to your fucking legs while you're sleeping. So just to warn you, her physics when she died, her hair physics were funny. I thought the art, the animation was really good throughout, but when her head was floating, so Clingy Girl dies, her head's floating in the air upside down, but her hair doesn't flip. It just stays perfectly, as it would if she was standing upright. I thought that was pretty funny. And the last thing I have is the main character resurrects, because we could go, blow for blow through all the awesome action, but it's not really necessary. You go out there and watch it. It's a fucking awesome movie. Our main character keeps winning to resurrect all the people that have died. His girlfriend, she loved it 1 second, but she's like, you said you'd be home. Why are you still resurrecting people? I don't get it. You said you'd put up the Christmas tree today. Oh boy, he'd be getting that.
And then at the end, we'll find out it was a big twist. This guy's died like 9 times.
Yeah.
I tell you what, he needs to move to a lower crime area. His brother is not safe. He died 4 times already. And he's letting your brother ride the bus to school. What's going on here? No.
Yep.
Gotta move out to the suburbs or something, buddy. The ego of this 17-year-old guy to watch the strongest person who ever existed run away from a downed opponent, and he's like, yeah, I got this.
Yep. Per IMDb.com, 14,000 plus ratings for a 7.1 out of 10. Where do you sit?
I'll give it like if you're looking for like a action anime movie in the
Yep.
action anime movie category, this one's like an 8 out of 10.
100%. I would watch this one. Give this multiple rewatches. This was fun. Jump
Mhm.
straight in. I'm around a 7.5. Just it's such a good time. And I was very worried. Jeremy was the guinea pig, if you will, because we watched that series and hated it. And he's
Yeah,
like, all right, fuck it. I'll give the movie a try. And it was awesome.
you found
So
someone
one
on the internet that disagrees with you. How?
this one says a non-playable third-person shooter featuring one-dimensional characters, risible, RISIBLE dialogue, and a paper-thin plot. You might enjoy it if you're 10. Well, I guess we're 10 years old.
I'm a 10 out of 10.
And the last one I'll read is don't watch this movie. This movie is very well and you gave it a 1 out of 10 and the movie's very well animated. Okay. I feel like animation could at least get you a little bit of a half a point or something. However, it has no other redeeming qualities. The dubbing is terrible. All the characters are just anime stereotypes. By the way, the dubbing is not terrible. It's very good. Every scene is beyond overdramatic, and there is underlying misogynistic tone that makes the
What?
movie completely unbearable. There is?
I mean, the only like female character of any depth is just the worst. So
Who's misogynistic? Whatever. If you
no,
like
no,
anime,
like
uh-huh.
they just don't like the fact that the movie is one cool dude, one not cool dude, a bunch of side characters, and one crazy bitch. Because there's only two women in the movie, and we didn't talk about one of them at all because she isn't really in the movie.
No, she's just really the eye candy.
Like,
And
wait, no, don't go. Okay, he's gone.
the animators spent the most time on her jiggle physics because every time she walked, her boobs bounced, and I was very into it. Check out Gantz Zero. Hope you enjoyed it. It was such a good time. I mean, it's been 5 years, but it'd be nice if they made a follow up or a prequel with all the Black Ops special, special unit there. I'd be
Yeah, I
into that.
wouldn't. I wouldn't mind a full series, like if they could get it going at like this quality. I don't
Oh,
need it to be better.
imagine
I
if
need it
the
to be not. Wait. The TV series has a 7.2 on IMDb.
you're gonna try and stick it out, see if it gets better. Episode 3, you were saying, the first two episodes had maybe 30, 40 minutes of content. Episode 3 has 2 minutes of content. The rest is a fucking chase scene with the same image over and over. It's terrible. Oh boy.
So it
Maybe
looks like
that's
they
why.
made they
Mhm.
made two live action movies out of Gantz.
Oh god. Live action anime adaptations are usually pretty terrible.
6.4 and a 6.2 on IMDb. But
Yeah.
like this anime has a 7 point something, so I'm confused. Yeah, no. Episode 1 and 2 have a 7.3 and a 7.0, so it's just being reviewed by fans. Basically, I'm guessing the show shit the bed before IMDb came out, and so the only people that reviewed it are the ones that watched it.
Right.
That's one thing I
Yeah.
can think. Because
It might have held up well in 2004 as well because when I think of Dragon Ball Z, I have very fond memories of it. And if I were to go and review that series now, I think I would have a very different opinion on the original, especially the Frieza saga, Dragon Ball Z, because holy shit, was that was methodical. Okay, so anything else for Gantz? Oh, I want to call it Gantz Zero.
Gantz, oh well. No, I'm done with that one.
Gantz. Oh yeah.